It's Friday, January 24th.
We'll appeal it. They put it before a certain judge in Seattle, I guess, right? And there's no surprises with that judge.
A U.S. federal judge temporarily blocks President Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship, calling it, quote, blatantly unconstitutional.
They want this election because they think you can win it.
Snap election. We know there's a federal election coming. Now there could be one happening in Ontario.
3, 2, 1. Congratulations, $40 million!
A huge win for a small town. A woman from Ontario hits the jackpot of a lifetime. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada. Welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
I'm Kelsey McEwen. Thanks for starting your day off with us.
There was a little bit of conversation just now about whether or not if you'd won the $40 million, you would come into work or not. And absolutely, I'd come with like donuts or something.
Yeah, I would 100% come.
You would
and then
come with donuts?
Wait, yeah,
That is a horrible thing to
wait.
bring if you win $40 million.
Okay, fine. I'll come in with croissant. Does that make you feel better?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
If there's
Elevate
like
that.
chocolate drizzle, something fancy.
All right.
Yeah.
Donuts.
Donuts.
I would come in just so I could report on myself.
Oh my gosh.
And then we could do a whole sidebar. What are you going to do with your money?
Yeah. Oh, that's so exciting. Anyway, we're going to bring you those details coming up in just a minute. But first, other news we're following today. U.S. federal judge temporarily blocked President Donald Trump's executive order that would end birthright citizenship in the U.S.
The United States government can take no further action implementing or enforcing this order.
The executive order would end the constitutional guarantee of citizenship regardless of the parent's immigration status. This ruling is part of a case brought by the states of Washington, Arizona, Illinois, and Oregon, which argue the birthright guarantee, it's part of the U.S. Constitution and upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court. This is just one of 5 lawsuits against Trump's executive orders, which was originally slated to take effect on February the 19th. In other White House business, President Trump has signed an order to release documents related to the killings of President John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr. President Trump was planning to release secret documents during his first term, but he was talked out of it by CIA and FBI officials. The order gives officials 15 days to release the classified documents. Here in Canada, defense spending may be part of Ottawa's strategy against U.S. tariffs that could be coming next week.
One goal, not to figure out how to manage these tariffs and live with them over the long term, but to figure out how to get them removed as quickly as possible.
Ottawa could fast-track its defense spending plan to meet NATO's 2% target during President Trump's second term. The timeline right now is to meet that goal by 2032. That may not be good enough, though. Speaking to the World Economic Forum, President Trump said he will ask NATO to raise its target to 5%. Keep in mind, the U.S. doesn't spend that much on defense. As for getting into a trade war with Canada, President Trump said the U.S. doesn't need oil, gas, cars, or lumber from Canada. A snap election in Ontario appears to be imminent. Premier Doug Ford is expected to make the call next week.
Nothing is stronger for the people of Ontario than a mandate until I can go and deliver on these commitments.
A senior provincial government source tells CTV News that Doug Ford will call an election on Wednesday, which will mean voters will head to the polls February 27th. The Ontario PCs are holding a super caucus meeting on Saturday in order to prepare. There was a party memo that went out, and it shows updates on campaign messaging, strategies, door-knocking training, fundraising insights as well.
The focus of the Premier, and frankly all of us, should be to stand strong and united.
My fear is the only job that Doug Ford wants to protect is his own.
I believe it's important for us to show strength through unity.
Meanwhile, Ontario's opposition leaders argue an early election is not needed. Doug Ford, though, says he can juggle campaigning across the province while still negotiating with the U.S. government. The next provincial election, it was set for June 2026. So if this one's called, it would be happening about 16 months early. A moose in New York State seems to be okay after being trapped in an icy lake for 2 hours.
And just to see it eventually get its footing and wander off into the woods, it was great to see.
Oh man. Wildlife officials say they got a report about a moose surrounded by ice in a lake. That's what they found. Crews showed up with a chainsaw to cut a channel in the ice to guide the moose out. They then followed the moose with the sled, which didn't really like, but it also meant the moose moved down the channel they'd made for it out of the water. It's like a moose highway. Officials also say, well, there's no manual for this sort of thing, like this operation. They were able to put their heads together and came up with a game plan. This moose story brought to you by Lindsey Deluce. There's nothing quite like a 40-megawatt smile after hearing this.
3, 2, 1. Congratulations, $40 million!
There's Tony.
Yes.
We used to work with Tony. Love Tony. Elizabeth Trafford of Fergus, Ontario, won the $40 million Lotto Max jackpot. Hey, here's the story. Oh, look at her hug that thing. I would too.
She's a good
Don't
sport.
let that thing go. She stopped at her local gas station to check her tickets. Look at her go. The first one came up as nothing. Second ticket went through the machine and winner, Gagnon. Oh, big winner, Gagnon. Trafford said she plans to buy her son a house. Wow. And she's going to travel the world.